This is American First Patriot Podcast. Our motto is defending freedom and liberty. I'm your host, Chauncey Brown. My co-host, veteran patriot Jarrod Tomassi. Thank you all for tuning in this evening. I want to first start off by saying thank you for the amount of followers that we have gained on Twitter in just a little over a month of over 3,000 followers. I want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you for your support that you had given us so far. We hope that if you have a moment, you'll call into the show at any time, Monday or Wednesday. And the guest caller number is 563-999-3451. Let me bring in my sidekick, my co-host, veteran patriot, Jarrod Tomassi. How you doing, buddy?
Biden is a disgrace.
You just found that out? I like that one.
Whoops. Sorry, I have Tourette's. I think this was Tourette's. Whoops. Hey, I'm doing good, bud.
I think that the most appropriate question is where's Hunter Biden?
Oh, man. We can't keep up. We can't keep up.
Listen, they give us so much material. 51 intel officers have lied and said that the laptop was not authentic, was false, and they all refused to apologize. Even the news media, everybody. Isn't that sad? When does possible? Today it's the lie is the truth and the truth is a lie. I have to share another story real quickly before we get into the funny stuff of politics, unfortunately. Joe Collins is a candidate for Congress against Maxine Waters in California. Now, I've been booted off of LinkedIn, as you know. On Twitter today, Joe posted that he got booted off of Twitter. Guess what the reason why they booted him off? He said that a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and you should not have a biological man playing in a sport with biological women. Now, that's sad. That's sad when you get your voice silenced for telling the truth. It's sad.
Yeah.
You are really in a sad state where men, and I think you talked about it, last week, like, where are the real men? I mean, you have these men dressing up as women. All of this stuff is like a big, giant clown show.
Yeah, you can't think yourself. You can't think yourself into science. You just, I'm sorry, but you can't use all the brain power that you could collectively, conjure up in your mind to reverse your gender. So you can want to or wish to be something, but you cannot become something. And so a man wanting to be a woman and then saying he is impossible. It's impossible. And if we allow it, then there's no stopping someone from saying, I want to be a black dog. I want to be an Asian squirrel. I want to be a 65-year-old, green monkey. Because what's the difference? If I could walk into the NBA and be like, I'm 6'7", and I'm the best, dunker in the league because I believe it. And if you don't hire me, like, you're wrong. I mean, you can't. It's impossible. You cannot believe you are something else. Like I said, some days I wish I was taller. But I can't make myself taller.
Hey, we're in the short club together, man. Well, we're the average height. I'm 5'7". Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm 5'6.92318 inches tall.
Okay,
so almost 5'7".
All right, so I'm 5 millimeters taller than you.
Yeah, you got me by 5 mm. Yeah, so I don't do. I just, I really feel. I was talking to my wife about this, and my daughter was in some swim league, and some guy was winning all the races. I pull her out, and I go on the news, and I say, I'm not doing this. You guys are disgusting. This is an abomination. You have a man deleting my daughter's gender, and this is just criminal. And I don't care what you think of me or my family, but I don't have to believe. First, I'm a Christian man, so my ideas are just as strong and truthful as someone else's ideas. And so, if it offends them that I don't agree with their gender confusion, then it offends me that they want me to agree with their gender confusion. So, you know what? I would say no. My daughter's not playing there. I'm done with you all. You're done. We're walking away. And you know what? Where's the fathers and the moms just not boycotting? They should be boycotting it all and saying no.
What about the women's rights group standing up for women's rights? Where are these groups? What did you say?
That's what I said. It's the island of misfit toys. All these progressives are a bunch of minorities bunched together so that they have some solidarity, but their beliefs conflict with one another. So they're not even united. They're just a bunch of minority ideas collectively together, so they don't feel like misfits. And so they are crushing one another like crabs in a bucket, right? Crabs in a bucket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's sad. But God says, I will not be mocked. Every man will reap what he sows.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you're a God-fearing person. I am. And, those who are not, hey, I got nothing against you. Just, but I fear God more than man. When God says the one that pleases his desires with lust going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I think it's simple. If you don't agree with what we're saying and you don't like it, turn the channel. Don't be one of our audience members. Don't join us. We're not going to join you at the gay parade. So don't feel bad about switching us off and doing your thing. And you know what? You don't want to hear us, our opinion. Please feel free to move on. And that's what the point is we're not out there to making you endure our beliefs. We're creating our own path. We're using our First Amendment, and we're doing it with respect.
Amen.
We're not going to cancel culture you. We're not going to go after your job. We're not going to riot and burn stuff down because you don't believe what we believe. Their techniques are just foul and disgusting.
Yeah, and that's putting it mildly. But let's get back to Dementia Joe for a second.
Yeah, Big Joe.
How come the White House is Dementia Joe? I tell you, the guy's pitiful. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. The guy's got no clue. He doesn't know if he's walking on the stage, walking off the stage. He doesn't know what time of day it is. And these people, these satanic people, could keep propping him up. They keep propping him up while this country is falling apart. It is sad. You can't find Kamala Harris. What does she do all day? Really, what does she do?
She just cackles. Just cackles.
She tackles?
Cackles. She cackles. Cackles like a hyena.
Oh my God, that's the most hideous laugh in the world, man. Really, it's
my goodness.
He sent her to the border. She never went to the border. He sent her to Ukraine. They kicked her out of Ukraine. What a disaster!
Oh, that was embarrassing.
I could never imagine our government being this bad on all fronts, domestic and foreign. You know, they kicked Joe Biden to the curb when he went to the middle and says, hey, listen, can you give me some oil? No. Why'd you shut down the Keystone Pipeline, you idiot? And then you go, and months after that you say, okay, yeah, Russia, yeah, we help you. Come on. He told Russia, yeah, we approve your pipeline going through Ukraine into Germany. No, what happened? Like I said, man, this all smell. And then Lewinsky gets $14 billion from America. Listen to this one, okay? And now he's claiming that he's in charge of the government. So basically, they're trying to say that he's going to take that $14 billion. Now, of course, Putin says, surrender. Now, Putin, he's not going to surrender. But now Lewinsky say, hey, let's surrender. Let's talk. No, you don't want to talk unless you're surrendering. But I like to know what's going on with the bioweapon labs in Ukraine. Why did we give them $14 billion and now we're sending them jets, but we can't protect our own border? We ignore our own border. Ignore. Shut down construction. Everything. Even said we don't have the money for it, even though the money was allocated. But you could send $14 billion at the snap of a finger to Ukraine, one of the most corrupt countries in the world. How do we send $14 billion within a week to a foreign country, yet we got inflation here, gas is through the roof, meat prices are through the roof? Why don't you take that $14 billion and try to ease some American taxpayers? That's the hypocrisy with these people.
I'm still
Go ahead,
stuck.
Jarrod.
I'm just still stuck 2 years ago, like watching statues get pulled down and cities burning and no one getting arrested. Like, I think we're like 2 years behind on like list of stuff. That's what the hard part is. It's one disaster after another.
But January 6th was an insurrection. We tried to take over the Capitol. But yet you can burn down cities worth of billions of dollars all over the country. That's okay, because in the name of justice, whatever they want to call it, whether it's Antifa, Black Lives Matter, whatever other silly, stupid organization that's full of BS got going on. They ignore that.
Yeah.
That's sad,
I don't know how a little white veteran girl got shot in the neck from behind a door, and no one. They erased her. We forgot about all this, though. I mean, we're 2 years behind. Do we still have an election that doesn't make any sense? I mean, we got one guy gets $50,000 or 50,000 people in an arena, and another guy who gets 200 people, and half of the people that go to his little thing are yelling at him. So, dude, we're like 2 years behind. We need to make a list. We need to make a list of all the stuff we haven't fixed yet, and then just name it.
I got a better list. How about a list of all things that Donald Trump fixed, and then how Biden ruined it in a week or two?
That would be great. What was fixed and what was broken?
I'll work on that for the next show.
Oh man. Well, yeah, and then we'll start back, and we'll start working on. That's probably a couple hundred items there.
It's going to be pathetic.
It is pathetic.
It's going to be unbelievable. Because
it's like
what he did was he took whatever Donald Trump did and flipped it on his head.
Oh yeah, man, we still got people on a freaking plane with a mask on, dude. We got kids, we got 5-year-olds with masks on while an adult is standing taking a picture with them. We got
with no mask on.
We got with no mask on. We got Supreme Court justices getting picked just because of their color. I mean, just literally, how unconstitutional can it be? We got
it's not unconstitutional. Yeah, I just wanted to hammer it
completely
because you brought
open.
The Supreme Court nominee. I'm glad you brought her up. First of all, Biden, by announcing that he's going to nominate a black woman, violates the 1964 Civil Rights Act, because you are discriminating against all women that are of non-color. You're discriminating against all men. You're discriminating against everybody else, disabled, everybody. How does he get away with that, with making a racist statement like that? But that's
and then following
okay
through.
because she's black. Get out of here.
Well, he followed
I'm
through.
how do people buy into this? I'm gonna appoint her because she's black. How ignorant is that?
It just goes back to this, though. Is where are all of the women of other races and men that were as qualified or more qualified to be a Supreme Court justice? Why aren't they suing? Why aren't they standing up for themselves? It's the same thing with daughters racing against boys. Where are the parents? And it's the same thing with kids in school who are still masked and their parents aren't. I guess if they don't care, why should we care? I mean,
Josh
really,
Hawley.
if we're... Oh, my goodness.
Josh Hawley, Hawly, posted that this Supreme Court pick has a history of leniency on pedophiles. I went off on Twitter today and says, listen, I don't care what color she is, what political party she serves. If you have leniency on pedophiles, you shouldn't even be in any court in the United States of America. Yeah, leniency on pedophiles. Now, what I'm afraid of is that she is going to get appointed because she's black, because the Republicans or the conservatives are afraid that it might impact them racially with the midterm elections. Instead of saying, wait a second, well, and I can't wait to hear the hearings tomorrow, but just on its face, her nomination is discriminatory in how it was even presented. Forget about her as a person, you know, and then her as a person, when I heard that today, I said, wow, I don't care. I'm not gonna, you talk about you're giving leniency to pedophiles? Forget it. I have no leniency for them. None. Well, that's a DNA DNA defect that can't be corrected. It can only be eradicated. That's it.
Yeah, dude. Well, personally, I don't even want to go into the weeds. I'm still stuck with the simple fact that she was picked because of her skin color. And,
exactly.
You know, that's the hard part is people get you arguing about stuff beyond the simple fact that the decision was wrong to begin with. So I don't care, man. You know what? I'll tell you what. I don't care if she's the best judge in the United States of America if she was still picked only for her skin color. You still need to go through an interview process, open it up to people. You still need to filter through, and you need to pick, 3 or 4 or 5 people so that you have a good non-biased opinion that fits the mold the right way from all sides. But to just pick someone for their skin color is absolutely what we know to be wrong. So a judge is being picked illegally to start with. That is just morally wrong and corrupt. So, and you know what? I've heard people say, well, Ronald Reagan did something in the past. 2 wrongs don't make a right. I don't care what you say. Then we should have learned from the past and not done it again.
Absolutely.
You
have to
don't use the past.
In the middle of, yeah.
You don't
do that. I'm trying to eat my dinner.
We're supposed to. We're supposed to adjust forward and get better. We don't say, well, the Republicans did it 10 years ago. You know what? So what? Clinton got, a blowjob in the White House 10 years ago. Doesn't make it okay for Biden to get one this year or get 2. So you know what? Let's just get better, not worse.
You know what's interesting and what's really beyond the pale of hypocrisy is on the heels of quote-unquote Black History Month, you're violating the civil rights movement. I don't understand how people can take this lightly. Racism of Joe Biden. I just, how could you ignore it? I don't get it. It's disrespecting her. It's disrespecting her as being a black woman her credentials, suspecting everybody, everybody.
I know,
and it's
dude. I would feel the same
Martha
way.
King's dream. Well, we'll see. You know, somebody asked me today, what did I think about the 2024 election? I said, listen, I can't think about the 2024 elections because I'm still trying to figure out how the 2022 elections are going to go because of the amount of lawsuits that have transpired as a result of ballot harvesting and the like, dead people voting, and also the GOP being in bed with the Democrats to allow all this to happen, to take the presidency away from Donald Trump. So I don't know what's going to happen in 2022. I mean, history shows that we should get a wave in 2022 and 2024 based on what's going on. But we've seen 2018, 2020, 26, how corrupt this system is.
Yeah,
you know,
this is a month-by-month life right now.
Man, day by day, I want to say.
Yeah,
because this is unbelievable.
I know. There's one thing after another, you know. One thing after another.
For those that are tuning in, you're listening to American First Patriot Podcast. Our motto's defending freedom and liberty. I'm your host, Chauncey Brown, my co-host, veteran patriot, Jarrod Tomassi. We're just talking about how disastrous this Biden administration is. And, you know, hopefully by the next show, like you said, I'm going to put the list together of all the accomplishments of Biden. Actually, I can just put a list together. We can just go with it fresh. We got to just pull the list up, and we can go fresh on Wednesday. I mean, heck, the first week, 15,000 people lost their jobs. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stroke of a pen, Keystone Pipeline. And he talks about that. I want to build back better. I want to protect family and jobs. Really? Who are you talking to?
Yeah, and what was his point?
You ain't talking to the 15, 20 grand people that lost their livelihood. You're not talking to the gas and energy sector of all these people down south that lost their jobs, that are sweating, can't feed their families, Joe. Blue-collar Joe, I know what's best for the people. Yeah, all you know, Joe, is what's best for you. You've been there for 48 years, and all you did was pilfered off the taxpayers that it's coming home to roost now because of all of the deals you made taking money from all of these countries. That's why you can't do squat to help out America.
They don't trust him.
Why would they? He's a sleazeball.
He is a sleazeball.
He is
a sleazeball. You can tell by the way he talks. You can tell by the way he moves. You can tell by the way he raised his kids and what they turned out to be.
Listen, show me your kids, and I'll tell you who the parents are. How about that?
Yep. You can tell by the way he can't take criticism. He has no diplomacy. Who voted for him? What is wrong with you people? Really? What is wrong with you guys?
Corn Pop.
Corn
Pop's family voted for him.
Yep.
You remember Corn Pop? He had a fight with Corn Pop. Remember that story?
Oh, yeah.
Corn Pop.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
All over. People just are so emotional. Literally voting for people because of emotions. Y'all
God.
Mess.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mess out there.
I don't see any hats built back better.
I don't. Nope. Nothing. There's no pride in that. There's no pride in that organization. They don't love one another. They don't care for one another. They're just corrupt and searching for power. I mean, that Pelosi has a freaking retirement home in the state she complains about. I mean, they're just so hypocritical to the point where it's just disgusting, dude.
It is. That's a nice way of putting it. It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
What do you think
come
about
on, people?
Do you think that? I'm hoping and praying that we get a lot of American First candidates in, but the GOP don't support American First candidates. They don't support Patriot candidates, the GOP. You know that, right?
Of course not, man. You know what? I heard the best analogy. The Congress and the Senate is like the WWF. It's one big fake fight, and they drink beers at the end of the night with each other when no one's looking. You know, they have fake furniture that they hit each other with, and, you know, Hulk Hogan wins tonight, and then the whoever wins the next day, and then two of them who you never thought were ever going to be, you know, two adversaries become two friends, and it's just so cool to watch on TV. Well, they're the WWF. One big fake TV show that benefits them.
Listen, what do you think about, I know that you have church on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. That's why we pushed the time up. But I wonder if we could start at 9, would that impact Wednesday a lot, the church?
What time do we start now?
9:30. Starting at the top of the hour might be easier. 9 to 10. We're kind of like, I think, pushing it at 9:30 to go to 10:30. That's what I think. You know.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yeah, I just wanted to check with you because I know you get at church around 7 or 8. I know it's around that time. You know?
Yeah, get out at 7. I don't think it's a problem.
Okay, yeah. I just, make it 9 to 10. And so everybody, we're going to keep this show, Jarrod, Wednesday from 9:30 to 10:30. And then I'll change it for the following week, Monday, Wednesday, to 9 to 10, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so don't call in at 9 o'clock, Jarrod, on Wednesday. Okay?
Okay.
Are you there?
You got it.
I'm not losing. So how was work today, man, with the construction equipment?
It was good, dude. It was good. Good long day. Nice and sunny out. We got a little rain in the morning, which is always good. A little weather. It all dried up. Everybody was safe. Went home. Yeah, it was good, man.
Awesome. Texas is a beautiful state, man. Beautiful state.
It is.
Beautiful.
It is.
I'd
love to just secede, I'd love to just separate.
Nah, we got to fight for the whole republic.
I'm sorry, man. Just come on down here and give the rest away.
No, we need some people up here up north fighting. We need some people up here up north fighting.
Yeah.
Against these racist, demonat progressives. We need some of the conservative patriot blood up here, constitutionalist blood.
Oh man, yeah.
Got to keep them in check up here a little bit,
Yeah.
So
I never thought
you think that we're gonna have? Huh?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Now, I was just going to say, do you think we're going to have I'm hoping and praying for a wave 2022? And I was going to ask you what you thought about it. Yeah.
It's coming.
I really think it's going to, I think it's going to be, it's like so overwhelming. I think it's going to be a tsunami. I shouldn't say a wave. I think it might be, it's either it's going to be a tsunami or it's going to be a flop, one or the other.
Well, what was that, Miley Cyrus? Didn't she have a song called, like, Wrecking Ball?
I have to ask my kids, man. I'm not too good with music.
I don't know. Well, I think there's a song called Wrecking Ball or whatever. And she's on top of this wrecking ball, and she's just crashing through walls and whatever. So just picture, like, this big red elephant on this wrecking ball. And, dude, we're just going to be a wrecking ball. We're just, boom, we're coming. And it's bigger than the tsunami. We're a wrecking ball. Dude, people are tired and sick of the hypocrisy, of the abominations, of the division, the lying, the corruption. No, it's not okay to have an Alzheimer president with a crackhead son. That's not where we're supposed to be as Americans. you're supposed to be giving advice to people who have sons that are crackheads. Like, hey, you're not, really, it's not a good leadership position for you. You're not doing very well mentally. You can't be the president. I'm sorry. Like, that's okay to say. Like, I would probably say that to someone who's trying to become like a teacher or a nurse or, anything, right? Hey, sorry, you can't think and you can't give medication and your son's a crackhead. You're just not fit for the role. Sorry. But he's the president, dude. Like, what?
The part that really, I think, disturbs me the most, being a former addict, alcoholic, is that, hey, listen, is that they try to bury everything. They try to hide it and lie. Be honest and open. We all make mistakes. But to try to lie and then try to say, okay, all of a sudden, I'm going to be a painter, so it's another way for you to scam people now to get kickbacks for your father. I mean, when do you learn your lesson?
They're
and then
narcissists.
the money, and then the money, oh, no, it's private donations. You're a lawyer by trade, and you're, with all due respect, a drug addict, which that's not a bad thing, okay? I feel bad for you, but to keep doing what you're doing and lie and hide, and now you're a painter, it's like another way to shuffle money for dad. It's like he's his personal dad's, what do you call it, bagman.
Dude, all I know is
it's
before
sad.
I even
it
got
really is sad.
Every job I've ever had in my whole life, I've had to pass a drug test. Like I'm not allowed. I wasn't even allowed to drive an ambulance. I wasn't allowed to go in the Army. I wasn't allowed to do anything on drugs. And he's the VP, our leading oil companies, and the son of our president. Guys, we should be ashamed. We're ashamed. I'm ashamed. The common man, the common woman can't even live that lifestyle because those who are hiring you would say you're not fit right now for the job, and that there's other better candidates who aren't drug addicts. And that's not offensive at my level, but it's okay at that level? No, there's no way. No way. You can't convince me.
Yeah.
You can't convince me. If I can't do it and literally become a janitor, you're it's corruption at the in your face.
And the sad part is there's no remorse nowhere.
Mm-mm.
None. And that's the sad part. That's where you said the arrogance and all the other stuff comes in, the denial. Even the father denying the laptop existed and that the stuff was fake. And come on. And it's unfortunate that his father was probably like a codependent for the kid, probably. That's how come the kid lasted this long.
I wouldn't be surprised if his father taught him all that stuff, dude.
He's
I'm
creepy
sorry,
himself, man. Sniffing kids and stuff.
Man.
That's really weird, man. Really weird.
It's weird,
stuff,
dude.
man.
I can't do that at work. Okay, I can't go around. If someone came to work with their child, I'm not allowed to, guys.
Oh, you're not allowed. How about your own moral integrity? You wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? I don't get it.
That's what I mean. It's like, could you imagine going to work on like Father to Daughter Day, and the superintendent came up and started sniffing my daughter? Like, I'm sorry, but there would be some accountability. I don't know what that accountability is, but it ain't gonna be pretty. I'll tell you right now. You ain't sniffing my kids, dude. Like, you ain't touching them, you ain't hugging them, you aren't put your hands on their shoulders, whether you are trying to get a photo moment or not. You stand next to them with diplomacy, and you have some honor, and you don't touch people's children, you don't touch people's wives, you don't touch people's husbands if you're a female, and you stand next to them and you can do a good, nice pose. Nothing awkward, nothing weird. And at the level of the president, he should be groomed and know that type of class,
we think
a common person couldn't get away with any of that, dude.
Well, right, and that's like basic decency, like you and I could say, like that's like normal behavior. Like even I don't see how come people don't call them out on it.
That's
it's really
who voted for that.
Go ahead.
Who voted for that?
Oh, they're not going to admit it now, but the sad part is, and then they try to pivot to Donald Trump. Listen, you cannot compare the two.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, it's sad. But then people would say to me, "Well, Joe Biden's better than Trump," and I say to myself, "Do you really think that? How could I even entertain a conversation with a person who thinks that Joe Biden is better than Donald Trump, no matter what? Can't.
There's no way. I can't. It's not about liking the guy.
Exactly.
It's not about liking the guy. It's about, is he the best person for our country and that what he's able to do for the people. That's it. We don't want our friend in office. We don't want, it's not, but that's just going back to it. It's like parents want their kids as friends. Parents want, there's no longer any accountability. No one wants to be told what to do. You can't tell people to come to work, on time. You can't tell them not to leave early. You can't tell them not to look at Facebook all day long. And everybody wants everything and give nothing. And so that's why they vote these people in, because they're emotional and they don't get it. They're looking out for themselves for right now.
Yeah. Well, we had a nice conversation the last show. Guy came on. It was a nice show. Very impactful. Was it last show or the show before last?
Oh, they're all good, man. Which one? What do you remember?
Where the gentleman came in and he no, this guy didn't leave his name, but he mentioned that he talked about your boxer shorts.
Oh yeah. That was that show for sure.
That was a heck of an introduction. How he floated in there about him. You describing yourself in your boxers.
National anthem, dude. Yeah.
That's right. That's it.
Yeah,
how is John doing? Have you spoken to John? How's he doing?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's working. He's just doing his thing. Everybody's doing their thing, bunch of the same conversations. Personally, man, I've been just working, focusing. I haven't been on social media as much as I used to. Not, just taking a little bit of a break. You can't even. You don't even know what's true, what's not true. You get these Republicans who write, the most graphic headline. World is coming to the end tomorrow with the Senate vote. And so you read this headline and you're like, oh my goodness, I need to read this. And then it says nothing about the world coming to an end. And then it ends with, I need $50, and then you get another article that says, Pelosi is, bathing in ice cream during lockdowns. And you're like, whoa, that's crazy. And you read the article and it's like, I need another $50. And it's like, I don't know if they're using the opportunity for money. I don't know if Klawinski's a bad, or what's his name? Ukraine is the Nazis. I don't know if Putin is buddies with the New World Order. I don't know if China's involved, dude. I see tanks running over people and it's not even Russian, but they said it was Russian. And they got guys on islands who told Russia to F off and were killed, but a week later it was a fake story. And it's just incredible, dude. And then you got people jumping on the bandwagon. Well, and they don't even know what they're talking about. Like literally, they're like, what, are you a war correspondent? No. I just found this article. And then you read like the article and it's like InfoWars, Times, USA, and like what news media is that? And they believe it. They believe it because it's written down somewhere. So I'm like,
yeah. You there?
Yeah. No, InfoWars is a good place, but I'm saying there's stuff like it where the names, you can't even find it.
Right.
But that's why, man, I took a break, dude. I was like, you know what? I don't even know anymore. All I know is something bad happening.
Yeah, and me, this is a part of what I do is blogging and news all day. It's ironic that all mainstream medias have a different slant on it. If you're watching Chinese news or European news or Russian news, Ukrainian news, or American news, it's all a different slant. It's like the battle of propaganda. That's what it really is.
It is the battle of propaganda.
Yeah, it's not the battle of the truth. It's the battle of propaganda. And
yeah, that's why I'm trying to keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly. We know that's what God has prepared us to do, is to live simply, have a peaceful life, a happy life, with basic necessities, But today, people's wants are greater than their needs. And that's a problem. Greed, lust, all of these, and God says in the Bible, the heart is deceitful. Yeah, we're living in total chaos. And I hope
it is a bit chaotic.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping and praying that the Messiah will come back soon, even though we don't know the hour or the time. But we definitely know we're in the season, because we have all this crime and all this corruption, and even we're all our religious leaders standing up against critical race theory, even against this nonsense of picking someone based on the color of their skin. I mean, where are you people? I don't understand. You talk that in the pulpit, and I'm not just talking about Christians. I'm talking about rabbis. I'm talking about Catholics, Jews, everybody. Where are you at? It's the same small percentage of people fighting for the betterment of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a conversation. Someone was saying something about, I can't believe, our gender, a woman was saying, I can't believe our gender is getting deleted, and this is the worst ever, and everything. And I asked her, I'm like, well, what are you doing about it? Have you wrote the NCAA or whatever? Have you wrote them? Did you just pick up the phone and call them and let them know how you feel? Did you do anything other than make a post? These senators, these congressmen, they have phone numbers. They have emails. You can write them. You can, bugging them and letting them know how you feel is what you're supposed to do. And I'm telling you, when they get 100,000 phone calls, it sends a signal. And it means that they're going the wrong direction. And they need votes to stay in office.
That's right. That's all they know is numbers.
So that's all they know. So the numbers have to matter. But if you just post all day long and do nothing, you're wasting your time and you're filling up social media with crap. So do something. Just at least, what's funny is back in the day when things were hard, you actually had to open a phone book and actually look up stuff. You could actually probably play on social media on one device and look up the contact number to a senator on another with just by saying, Siri, what's, Ted Cruz's number? And you could literally probably just make a phone call in 10 seconds. But they don't do it. They just think posting and doing that is getting them somewhere. That's not how it works, guys.
Yeah, and don't get Jarrod wrong. Hey, we appreciate your voices. Vent however you can, but we need to take it up a notch. Jarrod's right.
Take it up a notch.
We need to,
we need to. I get it. You do both, though. You do both. You say, hey,
exactly.
This guy's doing this. I provided his contact deals down below. I called him. I emailed him. Please do the same.
Exactly.
Or you're just being controversial.
Thank you, Jarrod. That is some very, very good information that, yes, we recommend that if you have an issue, any issue that affects the public good, write your congressman, write your governor, write your legislatures if it affects your state directly, your House of Representatives or whatever the legislative structure is, House, Senate, whatever the particular structures in that state, commonwealths are different than regular states, But yeah, we got to take action because they don't want the pressure of people calling them because they know that those are votes and they know that could impact their next elections. That's a great piece of advice, Jarrod, to all our listeners. Take action. Yes, we want you to post, but when you post, your concern, also post your concern with the number of the congressmen that you notified, so then you can get others to support you because you're not by yourself. So when you let them know, that's a great idea. Jarrod, you want to say anything in closing?
No, I was just I think you hit the nail on the head. Is take action. No one's asking you to go do a revolution. No one's asking you to protest. Right. But at least do more than fill up social media with your opinion. Do something about it. Do something. Provide a method for people. Take the 30 seconds to make your post meaningful. And then the other thing, please just look up the information you're putting on. It really isn't hard to Google and see if you're posting misinformation or not. It really isn't that hard. Find some, and please provide references if you could, because as much as you're emotionally tied to the letterhead or an article title, you're not helping anybody if you're fooled by it and posting that stuff.
Jarrod, thank you very much.
It's a way to make change, brother. It's a way to make change, right? We got to try and make change.
Amen. We want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in tonight on American First Patriot Podcast with my co-host Jarrod Tomassi, veteran, and myself, Chauncey Brown. The outpouring support, like I said on Twitter, we're USA First Podcast. USA First Podcast on Twitter, and but look for American First Patriot Podcast. We're here for you. We urge you to call in at 563-999-3451. And if you have any questions, call in, talk to us, and if we could help you, if you need help, if you don't know how to find out who your congressman is, give us a call. We'll help you. Okay? We'll get that information for you within a 24-hour period. If you have difficulties finding that information, or if you have some disabilities, we're here to help you with your concerns as well. So we'll be here to help facilitate you. We're here for you, by you, in support of you. So, that's why Jarrod and I created this podcast, calling it Defending Freedom and Liberty. But it's really not only defending that, it's defending our souls. It's defending our brothers and sisters. It's lifting up our brothers and sisters, for those who need help. That's why we're here, to raise the level of consciousness of what's going on in the world and our nation, and to try to bring some truth to an unbalanced environment. We're going to be here every Monday and Wednesday, starting next Monday, 9 to 10. This Wednesday will be 9:30 to 10:30. I want to thank, like I said, our listeners, our followers, and also I want to thank my dear friend and co-host Jarrod for his support that he has given me in helping me to put all this together and taking the time away from his family to come on this show, for the American people. Jarrod, thank you so much. I love you, my brother. God bless you and your family.
Amen. Good night,
okay,
brother.
So we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up with my brother from another mother with the same father. And as always, we will keep you in our prayers. Stay safe. God bless you all. And remember, keep the faith. Until next time, we'll see you here Wednesday at 9:30. God bless you all. Good night now.
God bless. Good night.